GOI-1 satellite orbits 423 miles above Namibia in West Africa when it captures this image. Rings like pot marks on the desert floor. Analysts zoom out to get a wider view. Then, the extraordinary number of rings is revealed. Countless thousands of mysterious circles stretching 1,200 miles from Angola down the Skeleton Coast through Namibia into South Africa. Analysis indicates that the rings vary in size from 6 to 65 feet across. If this is a natural phenomenon, it's like no other on Earth.
They're just freaks of nature.
When you see them from space, they're just so mysterious. All these different circles in such a regular pattern, and it just makes you wonder what made these circles.
Scientists pore over the satellite images, but no one is able to explain the rings. They need to be examined at ground level. Rafael Scriba is a Namibian journalist who's been sent to investigate. He's heading from the capital southwest into the vast Namib wilderness. This desert has been here for as long as 80 million years. It's the oldest on Earth. Scriba finally reaches the rings. They stretch as far as the eye can see. He notices one thing they all have in common.
It is a perfect circle. As you see, there's no grass inside, but all the big grass is outside the circle.
Grass cannot survive inside the circles, but that's not all. The rings seem devoid of all life. To sustain life, there needs to be some water in the ground. Scriba tests it with a moisture meter.
And my testing says absolutely dry. There is no moisture in the ground. Nothing grows inside here.
Desert grass grows in the Namib because even in an arid place like this, there is rainfall. But Scriba's tests show no moisture, an unexplained dead zone, framed by a circle of grass. And he's found something else. The local nomadic tribes people say their ancestors knew about the rings.
Locals call them rings of death, and you can totally understand why.
Deadly circles within which nothing can survive. But how can this be?
One of the ideas is that these were actually formed by termites. The termites would live in the ground, killing the plants that lived over them.
There are 32 types of termite in southern Africa. Billions of the creatures are busy building countless huge nests beneath the surface of the Namib. Dr. Walter Schinkel, a termite specialist, is drafted in to investigate.
Well, the test we did was to dig trenches, to look for termite sign, to look for nests of termites, to map the location of termite nests in relation to the circles, and there was no association. There simply wasn't any.
Searching for another explanation, Dr. Schinkel analyzes satellite images of the rings, taken at different times.
What I did was to compare images from 2004 and 2008 and look for circles that had either disappeared or appeared in that period of time. So in this way, I was able to establish that the circles have a life cycle, that they're born and they mature to some stable size and then they disappear again after some period of time.
Dr. Schinkel's findings are shocking. These rings are acting like they're alive. And they're growing. Science, it seems, has no answers. The locals believe the death rings have supernatural origins. The native Himba people believe the circles are formed by the poisonous breath of a dragon that lives beneath the ground. Might there be an element of truth in the legend? Could there be subterranean toxic gases poisoning the desert soil from below?
There are places on Earth where natural gases escape, and they come out naturally. They can kill trees, they can kill animals, and it can kill people.
It's happened before. In 1897, the corpses of several bears were discovered in a canyon in Yellowstone Park. The deaths were attributed to asphyxiation by carbon dioxide. The canyon is called Death Gulch. Can the African death rings be blamed on deadly volcanic gases bubbling up from beneath the soil? Scriba is here to find out.
What I have here is a gas monitor that tested poison gas.
Scriba's equipment can detect and identify a wide range of gases, both toxic and combustible.
No, there's nothing. No poisonous gas. It's still a mystery.
If it's not gas and it's not termites, could there be some other organic explanation for the death rings?
Non-random patterns like this, where there's equal spacing of these features, very commonly these are biological organisms.
From the air, it looks almost like a viral skin infection. From space, too, it looks like a disease. Could this be a clue?
Across the entire planet, the total mass of viruses exceeds the mass of all life by a huge factor. And this population of viruses is constantly changing. So we are in an environment of viruses that are uncharted in terms of what they're going to do or what they are.
Is this some viral infection of the Earth? If this is a deadly disease, it's one for which we have no cure.
Scientists have flocked to this area and taken all sorts of different measurements about the soil, about the insects, about the plants, and yet we still don't know what causes these symptoms.